All right, we're running a little bit late here, so we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. We need to have the minutes read. Melissa, you got the...
The last meeting was, this doesn't even have the date, guys. This meeting doesn't have the right date on here.
That's December, I think it's today.
I don't know.
November 17th.
November 17th.
November 17th. Right?
November
That was-
17th. Oh. I was reading off of this.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's just today's agenda.
November 17th, we called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Present was Ken, Lori, and Richard. Not present was Josh and myself. First vote was for snow removal, sidewalks, and driveway clearance. Voted yes for Claudio at 28,000. Yes for Midwest snow removal at 15, plus salting at 450 each. Second vote was approved, Second vote was approval of management contract with Baum Management. Voted yes, Ken, Lori, and Richard.
Okay, we need a motion to accept.
Motion to accept the minutes from November 7th.
What's the address?
Any second? All right, motion approved.
2100.
All right, management report. Where do you want to go ahead?
Not management.
Treasurer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, treasury report first.
Okay. The balance in our reserve account is now $242,927.56.
All four are on.
And our working account is at $56,716.14. The reserve account includes that $30,000 we received from Comcast.
When
Okay?
did we receive it?
We still,
When did we receive it?
You got it. No, they don't have any of my kids on there. Nobody. They did it on purpose.
All right, I need a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I accept.
Pardon me?
Okay, do I have a
Second.
second?
I'll second the treasurer.
All right, motion approved. All right, management report.
Introduction.
Yeah. There we go. All right, for the management report, we're just going to introduce Daphne. Daphne, you want to kind of wave your hand there and say who you are? Daphne is the new property manager. She's an offsite with Rom. Do you need to say anything, or?
Well, a few people know that I did live here a few years ago. I was renting at the 2000 building for about 6 months while I was in transition, moving my mom here from Michigan. I live in North Aurora now, but our office is right up the street on Galena Boulevard in Aurora. It's 10 minutes from here, so I'm very close. I'll be out here often. I've been doing this job for over 15 years now. So, been a property manager for a long time, and before that I was actually a board member at my condo association. So I loved it so much, I decided I wanted to do this for a living. So I've been with Bond Management, it was 2 years in October. My mom and I live in North Aurora, and I enjoyed living here while I was here. It's a nice community, so looking forward to working with all of you. Okay, we officially start January 1st. We're going to be doing a mailing soon. Everybody's going to get a letter from Baum Management letting you know how to contact me, where to mail your assessments. From now on, you have to mail them. You can't be dropping them at the office as of January 1st, okay? And that'll all be in the letter. My email and my phone number will be on there. I'm sure there'll be questions, so you can reach out to me. But you cannot drop them in the office anymore. That slot is going to be closed off, or the door is going to be changed, one or the other, okay? That's going to be one of the big changes. It's going to be hard for everybody, I'm sure, but when you mail them, it goes directly to the bank, to our lockbox, and it's just better that way, and that's how our system works, right, Mike?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have anything to say, Mike?
Yeah, my name is Mike Baum. Can you hear me in the back there pretty well? Baum Property Management, glad to be here. I should mention that Pat Costello is here tonight. I think Pat is an attorney, I don't have to think that.
I think so too.
Pat is as fine of a condo attorney as it might be in the state. He's an expert on state law and annual meetings, so we're very lucky to have him tonight, so thank you, Pat, for being here
And
tonight.
thank you for inviting me. My purpose here tonight is to make sure that your meeting runs in accordance with your governing documents in the Illinois Condominium Property Act. I have no vested interest in anything other than making sure that your association does everything correctly tonight. And that's why I'm scrambling around up here. So I've said this before at other meetings. You may not always agree with what my opinion is, but my opinion is designed really to protect the integrity of the process, okay? So good luck with everything else that you have to do tonight.
And I mentioned Pat's a local lawyer and a very good choice for the association. Katrina's here, she's our newest member of the staff.
Yes.
Tonight's her first condo meeting, I think. So, thank you for coming. My name is Mike Baum, I'm a local fellow. My family's been in the area since 18-something. I live right down the street on Route 31. My company manages about 17,000 doors. We're 20-some cities. We're the largest, most credentialed, experienced management firm in this neck of the woods. And what makes it good for Deer Run is that we're local. I mean, we go all over the place, but our office is right down the street. So there's going to be a change, you know, and change is often good. Our office is real close. We don't have an office here, but, you know, it costs money to have an on-site office. And typically, an association of this size does not do that.
I said, you want me to?
The board is being wise, trying to save you folks money by doing that. But we're glad to be here, hopefully for the long term, and see you around. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, old business. We did receive a check for $30,000 that Comcast has given us for future services. We're going to allow them to utilize this unit to promote their product. Anyways, that's gone into the reserve account. New business, we have a building that needs to have its roof redone in order for it to be correct. The first go around, they put the wrong materials on there. We actually had to throw them off the property. They just didn't do a very good job at all. So we do have a contract here that the board needs to look at and approve or not for $23,000 to get a roof done. So what I need is the board to decide whether or not they're going to go with Midwest Roofing or not. Actually, I think Midwest did. They went and patched it. Yeah. Well, they put a few more nails in it and that kind of stuff, just to get us through.
And what was the problem that we were having?
It's bowling, it's it's buckling in certain
They
areas.
put the wrong size sheeting on, that was Aurora roofing.
They didn't put in the clips, they didn't do a lot of things to make it last for.
Midwest didn't pick up on any of that?
Well, they're the ones that told us about it.
No, about it, as they were finishing the roof.
No, they
They didn't finish it. Aurora did it, but whenever they got to the very end, when they got through, they finished it. But they got basically told to leave after they had done part of
I
it,
think before we go into this, we should get a couple more.
Which roof is that?
Well, he's already had several of these
Midwest.
before. We had this is just a follow-up of the same one that we've gone with originally.
Where is Aurora roofing?
I don't know if they are or not.
I believe they are.
Before we shell out another $23,000 to put a new roof on, I think we should go after it. The integrity of the roof is compromised because of quality of work.
All right.
And get some other bids.
Yeah, I'm not sure if statute on that thing's out or not. What's the statute on, what's the statute of limitation on work being done on a roof?
It's pursuant to a written contract.
Yeah,
Breach contract action is 10-year statute of limitations. There might be a limitation on a breach warranty action, depending on is there an express warranty given?
I'd have to look at it, I'm pretty sure there was.
Well, I know, if it's material, roofing material warranties that pass from the supplier to 20 years on roofing materials. Usually the shingles and stuff, obviously not the plywood.
So we'll have to research this before we go into it. All right, thank you.
Okay.
So we'll have to look into the contract for what the Aurora Roofing did and what the,
They should give you,
It'd be in the files.
they should probably give you a warranty.
Yeah, I'm sure that we have one in there whenever you,
I think we also should get more bids.
all right, so then we're going to table that until we can get the information on whether or not that was a contract issue or not.
Is this the only roof that we're?
One roof, that's the only one we have left. All the other ones
redo.
are done. This one was because it is failing after having.
When was that one originally done?
I don't know the name. of the
But it was one
contractor.
of the
done
in the last 3.
That was the first
No,
one.
no,
the first
no,
roof we
yes,
did.
So it's scratched.
It was the first roof we did.
Okay, and that's the only
Yes.
roof they did.
Only one,
Yeah,
right.
'cause they
That's why
never
they,
finished.
we were. Okay, all right. We
What
need
building was
to,
that? What building was that?
1900.
My baby.
Now, what's this approving budget for here? All right. We have the budget done. All right, that's all the board members, you have the budget there? or not? Okay, but you have the budget.
Right, but there's some items that need to be changed in the budget too, because the expenses are not gonna be the same. What, change the management company, we don't have a lot of the office expenses that we're gonna have.
Okay, all right. Daphne, do you, were you involved with that budget at all?
Not at all.
Well, no, I just meant that she was in the office, she may have.
Right, I mean, I glanced at it,
And my
but
Does anybody have a copy?
other than that, no. not-
Yeah. The,
Because I would suggest you need to work through this.
there, 2015, yeah.
Is there any particular? And it's perfectly acceptable to make a motion to amend a portion of the budget.
Yeah, the legal
Approve it,
date.
and then approve it as amended by the board, I believe. Okay, this is a proposal, it's not what's necessary.
Management should be like 40.
I know.
To get other costs that go with it.
That was mine, Carol,
but all in all though, if we approve the budget as it was, it's still just the budget. And then we can amend it as another board.
Yes, it is Richard, right?
All right, so we have a motion is to approve the budget. I need somebody to put a motion on there for it. Yeah, I'll need a second.
I second.
Okay, as has been approved and seconded,
All those in favor?
all those in favor? We're good? Okay. All right.
So why don't you?
I agree with you. We're going to then move the open session to the end after we're counting the ballots, so everybody knows where it's going to be. So at this point then, Daphne, are you ready to proceed with the election?
Actually, I'm opening up all of these proxies that were sent in, so I can see if we have duplicates here. I've got to check in these proxies,
Why don't we do a couple things?
so I need a little more time.
Okay, so, there are 5 people running, 4. First of all, I'd like to see if there's a motion from the floor for any additional candidates.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and feed to his suggestion here. Do we have any, what do we do?
Nominations
Additional
from the floor.
nominations from the floor?
None?
Anybody care to run for the board and nominate yourself or a neighbor?
So then you'd ask a motion to close nomination.
So then we'll ask for a motion then to close down for voting.
Like you said, that was his name.
There are, maybe if candidates, like, there are two, from what I understand, you mind if I take over?
We-
Don't want to step on your toes.
We do.
Okay. My understanding is that there's 2 open positions. There are 5 people who had submitted their names as candidates. There are no other candidates, okay? We're going to count all the votes. Only those candidates who are qualified will be elected to the 2 positions, okay? Board understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. We're still going to count all the votes that are taken tonight, though, okay? So the people who are running, if they would like to introduce themselves and make a brief statement to the membership. At the end of that, I'm going to ask for 3 people to serve as election judges to help management actually count all the ballots and proxies. When those 3 people are serving as election judges, they will sign their names on it. And that time, that would be a perfect time for an open session, and while those people are working through the counting of the ballots. Yes, ma'am? What are the qualifications to run? You have to be an owner or a designated. If it's a partnership or a trust or a corporation, you have to be designated as the representative of that entity.
Do
Yes,
all the candidates qualify? So,
No, but we're going to count all the votes, okay?
May I
Yes, ma'am.
please ask a question about that? Is it fair to do it that way, to allow people to vote for people who might not be qualified and take votes away from somebody else who is? I'm just curious, I've never done this.
You know, the candidate who's running can always withdraw their name from candidacy if they would like, but at this point in time, I have not received that information. Okay?
you just found out tonight.
5 minutes ago.
Wow, thank you for telling us.
This is my first time around with this group, so I'm trying my best to help you folks out to make sure things are doing, everything's been done right, okay?
Similar happened last year. So.
Okay. So why don't we just go in order off the ballot, okay? Lori? You have anything to say?
Couple minutes here.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lori Jensen. You all know me. I've been around for quite a few years already. I'd like to thank everybody who voted for me at this time. I'm hoping that we can get through this transition with Mike and get everything straight. We're working on, things for the office daily. I'm sending Daphne stuff and everything, and so far it's been going okay, but there's a lot more to do. So I've got my hands full for the next couple of weeks. Thank you.
Rich?
Hi, my name's Rich Craig, running for the board. I've been on board for the last 2 years. And I own several units here, and I'm looking to see our property values increase and to work with the owners here and inform them as how things are going on. And to work with the owners. And with the new management company, I think we will have a lot better communication, a lot more information, and less aggravation.
Cindy Easter?
Hi, guys. I'm Cindy Easter. I know a lot of you don't know me. Some of you do. I've lived here. I've been an owner now for little over 2 years. I rented here before for, I think it was almost 8 or 9 months. So I know, I've been here for a while. I know this place quite a bit. Some of the things I like, there are some things I don't like. I absolutely love that this new management company is coming in here. I think it is the best thing that could ever happen for this place. It is awesome. The other thing I would like to see happen here is that more people that live here get involved. We all own this place. It's not 5 members of the board that decide and own this place. It's all of us that own here. And we should all be involved in what goes on here, as far as I'm concerned. So that's all I've got to say, and if any of you voted for me, thank you. Thank you.
TJ Johnson?
Hi, everybody. TJ Johnson. My wife and I first bought here in 2000. We've enjoyed our years here and expect to be here until they cart us off in a cardboard box. In order for us to be able to really be as proud of the place in the future as we've been in the past, we agree also, as Cindy said, we need everybody involved. I like the idea of term limits simply because I know I wouldn't want to be in the position that Lori's in, having worked so hard for so many years. But I think 4 to 6 years is a good length of time for somebody to serve, and so I promise, once elected, I won't stay in more than 6 years. I want to see everybody have an opportunity to speak their mind. I don't like the idea that only 4 times a year do we get together to have open sessions. I think open sessions should be at least every other month. Gives everybody an opportunity to express themselves. I want to thank everybody that's here for coming today, because this is the largest group I've seen here in all the years that I've been an owner. Thank you.
Sorry. Mr. Midori?
Good evening. My name's Daniel Midori. I'm new here, and I've been involved in the real estate business for 40 years, all facets of it, construction company, maintenance, everything. I attended the last board meeting. It wasn't my intention originally to run for a board, but when I saw what occurred at the last board meeting, I decided, well, I'm going to toss my hat in the ring. I am so happy that there's a new management company. I am pleased to no end. I think that it's a very positive step in the right direction. I had the pleasure of talking with the attorney, Pat, first-class attorney, and
They sent him there running
I
just like
think
he
he
would.
would make a good
He does
attorney
his
for
ones
the
for
association. And I agree with
Didn't have to enough,
TJ
that's not right.
that I agree with TJ that there should be a limited amount of time on the board. That 4 to 6 years should be enough.
I think 6 is
And,
too long.
ma'am, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I was just talking to her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to bother you.
It's okay.
So I appreciate very much the opportunity to run, and I'm 100% in support of the 240 units that I believe are here, and I know the importance of maintenance on properties and continuing properties, and that tenants, people that are to be so-called tenants in units should have their applications sent to the management company so that there's some follow-up on who is actually occupying the apartments. So, have a great night. Thank you.
And it's going to take when it's assigned to the board of directors.
Yep.
We will?
Does it have to go back to the phone?
No.
So now would be the time for people to cast the ballots that they have. Daphne is still working through the proxies.
Right.
Be able to then, anyone who...
Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
can we ask some questions of the candidates?
It's really not appropriate. They've introduced themselves. It's really not an opportunity for you to cross-examine them at this point in time.
Okay, one question.
They were kind enough to run for a volunteer position. Why don't we just decide if
Fine.
we're going to vote for them or not?
Okay, one question, which candidate that does not qualify as a homeowner?
That person didn't withdraw yet, so we
Yeah.
can't
It would
give
be
that
it would be
personal
inappropriate.
information out.
It would be inappropriate for us to talk about that, okay?
Then will there be a re-election if he's,
It's not gonna happen, that's not gonna be a qualification, but if you wanna inspect the records, you can make a request 30 days in advance to come to the corporate offices of the association and inspect any records, review them, count them yourself if you would like.
That's not right for us.
no, we're wasting a vote, it's not right. If you know the unqualified candidate, you should tell us.
It's really not my place to deal with.
He's right, because he's not serving us.
It's not my
Somebody's
place.
It's up to the board.
Otherwise, we waste votes and we waste time.
Well, that's up to the board.
You should know the unqualified candidate.
We don't wanna waste our votes.
No, we
on
don't.
somebody who's not qualified. You know what I mean?
I say do a re-election with the correct candidate.
Can they re-vote?
This is the election.
Yeah, so I mean, the votes are cast.
Well, no, some people haven't cast their votes yet, have they?
No.
No.
That's what she's saying, for the people who haven't cast their votes yet.
Right, but is it legal for us to announce it?
Well, they're not qualified, the person's not qualified right now, so yes, it is. It's your decision though as a board.
Yeah, I agree with that, okay. Due to some, technicalities, Mr. Midori is not qualified to run.
Why am I not qualified?
Because you don't have the signed statement from the.
That was given to Frank in the office, along with my proxy.
I'll take this down. What he's not qualified to do is serve.
Right.
Because one of the things that you need to do to be able to serve on this board of directors is be an owner or be a designee of a corporation, trust, or partnership that is an owner of the property. And we've been unable to verify that information as of tonight relative to Mr. Midori. Unable is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not out there. We've been unable to verify it tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you own?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, that's the
The
answer.
problem was
And
is- was that our property is in a trust. And so I had to get documentation because it wasn't a family trust. It was supposed to cover that effect. I was given proxy and everything.
Right, under the circumstances here, the board, what does the board say?
Well, we've announced it to the membership. If they still want to vote for him, he's still not qualified, but his name's on the ballot. He's not withdrawn, so.
Okay.
I think that what this woman wanted was just disclosure.
Thank you.
Yes, sir?
Well,
Question of propriety then. If he receives a winning number of votes and later is found to qualify, he would still be allowed to serve, is this true?
We would have to see what type of documentation had been previously produced to verify that information.
Previously produced?
Yeah, and what happens tomorrow is tomorrow.
So it would have to be dated today or the past.
so what about the people that they send their proxies in with Mr. Manori's votes on? And those people will never ever know about
It
it.
will be counted.
Just a minute, Mr.
No, you're
Manori.
one of the reasons that I'm here running for this board,
Thank you.
okay?
And I do have my own
thank you for the
question.
motivation.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right.
Mr.
You ready to
Manori.
get on with the election?
No,
So,
not
what I
really,
need
because
is-
all those votes,
what I
I'm
need
not
is-
arguing with you, Mr. Attorney. Actually, this is for the board.
Well, we're gonna count them and we're gonna keep the records and we're gonna keep the integrity of the process.
Any
okay?
votes
We might
that
be getting a little
Mr.
ahead of
Manori
ourselves.
got
We
on
don't
the
know what results are gonna be
proxy
yet.
is not valid actually as of today. And none of those homeowners know about this. They already casting their proxies.
Can I have two more people to volunteer to serve who are not running, to serve as election judges? Yes, sir? And ma'am in the back? Sure. Perfect, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to participate too?
Yeah.
Good one. So, what we need to do, what I need you to do is, I need you to collect the ballots that are out there, if you want to vote. And we will, and your ballot, And then Daphne's putting together the proxies, and we'll find a
This way,
table out the
guys.
hallway.
Next time there's a
and give them a spot to
question, it'll be
check.
done right. There'll be no cheating anymore. As we can see, this guy knows his stuff.
We'll verify things the way they should.
Right, exactly. And there'll be electronic voting.
I could have put Sufi on the thing and they would have put it in here, you know? They're just,
Absolutely. Do you know that guy's name?
oh, are we supposed to vote now?
Yeah. What was his name? Yes, you know what it is. You can go get your, or you got your ballot.
No, you have to turn that one in. Is that one yours?
But when she calls him, gives me the proxy.
Any vote sheets for now?
I gotta fill this out still?
And she will call my name for the proxy. He's got one. The proxy back.
This is the.
This is the
Real ballot. That's the one you don't want to not turn in.
Yeah, that one you gotta turn in.
Anyone who didn't turn in their voting ballots?
Still coming.
So we don't turn these until she calls the meeting.
Good news.
She will, because you gave me your proxy.
One of my friends is they have work and she
But
said,
not these.
can I come to these?
This is what they call that, Jenny. Yeah, turn it in.
No, she wouldn't give it to her.
I told her. She gave me that proxy. Good.
Oh, so I
Yeah,
need to
you know that's
so
what
give
she
me
needs
that
to do.
proxy.
So I hope it all goes.
I hope this one out.
They already marked off the proxy votes, if you signed in.
Yeah, I signed in.
Take these and we discard the proxy.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, this replaces the proxy.
No, well, I didn't. That's not.
They gave me a ballot for the
Yeah, that's
proxies
the
I
ballot.
brought.
They didn't give me a ballot for the proxy I brought.
No,
yet,
if it was
not
from
yet.
somebody else, just the owner got the ballot.
So they know it's from.
Yeah, I got a ballot.
Right.
Turn in a proxy for someone else.
Because they weren't here, right?
Yeah.
So they're
Okay, so I'm
counting
good,
it.
right? Okay, good. So you guys scared me for a second. It's on like an old bike trip where everyone's confused and they're like, oh. If it has the percentage on the bottom, we need to turn it in, right?
This is the biggest turnout I have seen all the years. I think it's because Frank is here.
What?
We got you signed on the
Oh, it is for sure. People told me they wouldn't come because Frank's somebody else.
Right, exactly. And once we got around that this was gonna happen.
If she signed in, they turned the proxy out, they X'd it out.
Okay, mark it and then let them see. Mark your vote.
Yeah, I did.
I can go grab one for clarification.
No,
I did.
she will call. Good, here. But I was right.
It's, well, it's a little confusing and they've never done it really
Because what
straightforward
we're
in the
gonna do
past,
now
so.
is,
Because they'll just keep signing, even though we turned it in.
yes, and they will disregard.
Yeah, so this one, yeah, so it's fine. It doesn't go.
I know if they put the percentage at the bottom, they need them turned in. That's the thing that matters.
We're gonna try to. But anyways, I think I was right because all those people voted to elect President for Mr. Maduri. This should have been a re-election.
Oh yeah, that's not great. Well, but see, but in the future though, well, that won't happen.
If Florida gets in tonight, we are up for 2 years. I was pushing for re-election.
Yeah. Well,
Next
hopefully we get. Since Richard's on the board, he's really getting able to turn a lot of stuff around.
What if you did not get enough either?
I know.
Then we are
But any of the other people, I think will be okay. I think they'll be pretty good.
well, we always got next year. And Josh is up again next year. Ken and then Josh up next year. But that's a whole year.
I don't think Josh will.
Maybe. He is is my thing. It's still the board that's gonna
Okay, these are proxies.
this company.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So-
And they'll do what the board says.
And they don't allow us to ask any questions. I want to ask what John said. You're on there 12 years. How do you think you can help us again?
You're gonna have to win.
But I looked it up.
Proxy and a vote. Right?
Exactly as it is. Okay? Lord, these are proxies given to you.
See, she wants to run the whole thing. Glory does. She wants to be the boss. She wants to run everything.
This one's designated you as
She's gonna get then Kitty back here to work. Yep, I bet you.
who's Tandy?
That's I am, the one and only.
I'm sorry. I thought he was spelling my last name.
No? Who's Dave? Dave, can you come up here?
Yes.
Tell me your name again.
My name is Costello.
Costello.
Costello, yes. So these people gave you their rights, okay, they designated you as their proxy. So would you vote as they've instructed you to on there? Yes.
Yes, I'm going to vote.
Just put one. Okay, you're right there. So just put one, okay?
I'm gonna honor what they did here.
You're required to, so yes, thank you.
So that, that's.
Everything correct is the proxy. This one here.
Right, and then that's me.
We just wanted to keep them together.
You need my ex-man next week too.
No,
Medora, you're, here, you might love it. You're designated to vote this.
Okay, we'll get to them.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's already pulled, so she already caught it, yep. McMullen, Barb?
M-I-M-M?
Is there someone named Barb McMullen?
Thank you very much, but I do know that.
Cindy?
Well, this is an
Cindy?
organized thing. I need to go through the
Is
whole.
somebody here to give you a proxy? Doris, granting you the proxy, you can vote. However,
Look for 24 minutes.
this is one of the trustees, since you're the
How's Harley? It's great. We
I might as well stay there.
You should have stayed here. Yep. Okay.
Oh my God, he's right on my uncle from Naples. He's over now. This kid last time he put, I think he put his head in his back on my neck. And then he started humming too long. I'll be right back. Except for when I got it earlier. For that one, I probably won't be.
I'm sorry.
And I was right all along, I can't believe it. No, I'll be right back. And they said, Jimmy, I don't understand.
Is that your first name or your, that's your last name? What is your, I'm sorry, that's your first name, what's your last name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have more?
Now I want to ask, I want to ask my
Proxy is good for 11 months. They changed it.
Sorry.
Can you call me back?
Please don't call me. Please don't call me back. Please don't call me.
Sorry, my father was standing up there really hard and my dad yelled at us. Behind them.
Yeah, you signed in for that. You signed in on
I don't want to wait till after they're even longer, you know, because it tends to go on.
That's all job. Did you get a ballot for that?
So just gotta wait till their votes and then they can tell you how we're doing.
Yeah.
She ate some non-edible things. It was really terrible. Yeah. It was real sad. It's been a hard month. She got sick starting around Thanksgiving and then a couple emergency surgeries in the next 2 weeks. It was real tough. Yeah, two from the same litter, so that's tough on the other one.
Yeah. My son has 2 pugs and one goes out of the other.
I used to take him to work with me, but I can't leave the one by herself now because she's never been alone, so I've been taking her to my girlfriend's to be with her dog. She likes that, okay, but it makes me sad.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, we don't even speak to her. I don't even speak to her. I don't like her enough to even
She talked about what her expectations are. Oh, I gotta get off my head. I can't get up.
I understand.
My bad.
How's the new dog coming?
Oh, we didn't do anything wrong. How old is it? 10 years. 10 years old. We've been in a box for
You mean a cage? Great.
well, probably years a box. You only have 4 foot chain and then you open the door and you go outside. And then you come back. Yeah.
This was a box?
No, this is what the breeder was. And so, everything's outside.
Yeah, he doesn't understand nothing. How much they use 10? Oh my God. You know what? People like that should be changed to the doors themselves.
It's, yeah. Let's feel good.
You found it?
Not here or blank?
Okay.
Well, it's raining, it ain't gonna help anybody. If they get rid of Cutler, they might have a chance.
I thought you'd want to go home and see this instead of coming here.
Nothing exciting.
Yeah, what's there to see them lose?
You gotta be present to vote it, you know?
I don't want
Okay, do we have all the ballots in? Everybody cast everything? Okay, good. Nice job, Daphne. Excellent job.
I'm just thinking about my purse.
They're tallying.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm using it.
I can't tell you right now. I mean, she's just really what. These are not being counted. Either the people are here, or they're assigned to somebody, like Frank Chiodo, who's not present to vote it, so they're not being counted.
Or blank.
Or there are no names, right.
But what they will be done, just like everything else, they'll be retained with the corporate records, and if anyone wants to inspect them, they're welcome.
Will those count at least for four?
There's some for Frank to vote, yeah.
I mean, we don't, it's,
Okay, I have another one here I need to do.
Okay, Jack, do we have everything you need now? All the
Frank thinks he's in charge of the questions. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure he would just fill out his own stuff.
Somebody in here will get the oath.
See, now they had a lawyer come in and do it legally, so now they're
Well, not a
not getting.
lawyer.
Gotta play by the rules.
Yeah,
Thing.
exactly. So now they're not getting away with it. No.
Good. But I would like to go home.
Yes, I know, me too, I gotta get up at 4 in the morning, so.
Yeah, me too. I'll go down and get it, except for my bag. I'll sleep. I go to sleep. I went out before you.
Oh, you still have a couple more.
Get up at 6, I don't get home till 7:30.
Where do you work?
I work in Warrenville. I'm an assistant director. But I have to drop my little dog off and my folks pick her up after work. Because they only work, or they only live about 10 minutes. But it's the opposite of my house. So I have to go 10 minutes. They feed me dinner on regular.
Yes, I did.
It's just a
Part of
long.
the day? Yeah, a long time. I'm one.
Mine is Venus.
Yeah, we don't need it anyways. Okay, sorry.
Go ahead, Melissa, go.
We're gonna open it to questions now for whoever
Sorry,
has
it's
questions.
so sad.
Open session, so go ahead, this is the time to say what you got on your mind.
For the driveways, are you guys gonna end up fixing the driveways? Because you guys had a lot of potholes
Yeah,
in there.
it'll be in, I think there's some repairs in the budget, but then it'll be next year or something, we'll have to put more in. But it's one of those things where we have to do almost yearly because it's the fact that, we're in, northern Illinois and that doesn't hold up very well.
Well, yeah, because when they put the cars, when it rains, all it does is lift it up and comes right off the cars that are coming in. Is there a way you guys gonna redo the driveways, or is that?
Well, eventually, we've been doing patching on it for the last 4 years or something like that. We've cut out a section and have to do it. So it's in the budget to do some, but of course, we're not gonna be able to take the whole thing. We can't afford that. We just have to do the patching for now.
The roofs have been a priority because the old roofs were causing damage to the units, so that was a big capital project that was it's taken priority over the parking lot, fortunately.
Well, yeah, it's taking priority, but you get some people that are getting their cars, their mufflers taken out from underneath them, and then we have to fix our cars. And I think that driveway should be getting fixed, because I don't like getting my muffler fixed all the time.
No, it's gonna be addressed, but as far as like a major renovation of the parking lot, that's not really right around the corner just yet. But
We're still in patching mode right
We
now.
are still in the patching mode, but it's gonna be addressed in the next year, so.
We were going to, we haven't done it yet because it's been the other priority right now. But yeah, it is something we're gonna address. It's just that right now, it's a matter of patching until we can get further along. Once the roofs are all done, then we can readdress the parking lot. And my preference would be to take out a whole big old slots all the way through, depending on how much it costs.
Yeah.
And do it just like they do with the roads.
Yeah.
Put that membrane down and everything. So. Okay.
I noticed on the budget for next year, or what we bought this year,
for 2015 is Sage Software. It's an accounting software, and someone bought it in 2015.
Okay.
What
When
is
it
that?
comes to accounting software, the management company is gonna be taking care of that, so we won't have to do that.
But
So,
it's already been bought, you already paid for it. So I'm wondering why did that happen?
because we didn't know we were gonna go to
A
a
management.
management company at the time.
So what can we do with the software? Can we get out of the contract?
No.
You sure?
Positive. You know, some of that, I have to look exactly what it is that you're talking about, which part of the programs you're talking. But once you get a program, you bought the program. Now, if you're talking about going into something like with Peachtree or something like that, I'm not sure on that as far as, hey, we just cancel the contract. I mean, you still pay for, the services you've got.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then we've got software for next year that we're not gonna use then. Yeah, right?
Once you buy software, you buy
You
software.
buy software.
Yeah.
Information technology
Found
is different if you're paying
Oh.
for somebody
I was
to
confused
support the system.
because I was told that every month we paid for help with the computer.
No,
No?
maybe you're just talking about maybe internet or something. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay, all right.
You just wanna
Then
know
I
what
don't.
was
Okay,
it?
thank
An
you.
upgrade on software is an upgrade on the software. You
Okay.
pay that up front and you get it. Now, if that's what you're talking about, and if that was in there and we already bought it, then we bought it.
It wasn't too long ago, but, okay,
You know,
no, I understand.
It's just something, like I say, it's one of those things where it's something that you buy at the time because you're gonna use it, and then this comes in and now we don't have the need for it.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Okay, is there any other questions? This lady here, she put her hand up first.
Yeah, my dad was just wondering, is there any page or place where we can see who's renting and who owns the place? This is like a background check kind of, because if I'm not misunderstanding someone, we got a letter saying there was a sex offender here, which I didn't know about, so is there any way to check?
Well, you can go on to the regular website for that. Illinois has a website that you can go on for that.
So do you guys need the background here for every person?
Well, there's certain things we can and can't do. Excuse me, one Pat while you're there.
Okay, sorry.
She's saying that there were sex offenders, and she wanted to know, and I told her that there was a website for that. But what was your other part of your question was?
Yeah, that was the question, if you guys check,
Yeah.
as soon as someone buys here, we
Yeah.
don't.
The law is very specific, and I know that he'll be able to tell you
Let
about
me,
that.
the Illinois State Police have a website, and it's very easy to go to that website, put in your zip code, and they will print out a list with pictures and current addresses of anybody who is a registered sex offender, okay? We don't recommend the association publish that list, because then they're obligated to do that. Some of that information changes, some of those people move, some of those people get arrested, and if they're not really in a position as a community association to be responsible for something that the state police are really responsible for. So we kind of leave it to the state police. If you go onto the internet, literally all you have to type is Illinois sex offender, it'll go right there and you can find out everybody, okay?
I think she's curious, we do have a crime-free leasing.
That's if you're renting.
That's it.
Right. So for renters, we do have a crime-free leasing.
Yeah, and then there is a background check on that.
But for, in order, anybody can buy it.
But that's the landlord is compelled to do
Right.
the background
Right.
check as part of the rental process.
Right.
Yeah, because my dad wants to see if we, at any moment, we want to rent the place, he wants to be able to make a background check, just to know who's gonna be, like,
That would be up to you.
That's his response, that's up to you, not the association, but that's something you check into, yes.
independientemente de cuál sea la acción, por ejemplo, de los que van a trabajar.
Okay, there was a,
What about the people who work here? Like, the people who clean around, is there any way to know who they
that's
are?
part of the property management now. They're the ones that are gonna be,
They're gonna vet the contract.
yeah, we will take the contract and say, okay to it, but then they're going to be the ones initiating all that.
Okay.
So that's gonna be part of the property management.
This gentleman had a question.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be anything you can do online banking with the
Yes.
new property
Yeah,
management.
they're gonna give you a website to do, and all that, that's what that packet that Daphne was talking about. You're gonna be able to pay your association dues online, and you're gonna be able to go on there and see what they have on theirs.
Right, an auto debit form is gonna get mailed out, I forgot to mention that, if you wanna sign up for that, or we just automatically take it out of your account, fill it out, send it back to us with a voided check. It'll be mailed out this week, so you should have it, if not by the end of this week, early next week for sure. It's going in the mail.
Can we pay without automatic debit too?
Yeah, you can mail a check in.
Right, but if you pay online through our website, there is an additional fee for that. I don't know how much it is, it's a few dollars, but you can do that through our website, but there's a little extra fee. So.
There's
But
somebody,
direct debit, there's no fee, correct?
Direct debit, if you let us debit your account, no fee for that.
if there's somebody else over here first, who is that, who had a question over here? Somebody?
Nobody.
Okay.
This is,
Go ahead.
About that account, can I just pay it through my bank?
Yeah, they're gonna send through the information on how to
Without
go
the
through.
cost?
If it's auto debit, she's saying that, then it wouldn't be, right? There's two ways. If you went through online and did it through their website, then there'd be a fee. If you did the auto debit thing, she said there wasn't gonna be a fee. You'll get the paperwork on that. Okay,
How about other things being pasted to the door with tape, is that gonna
that's
end?
gone.
All right, that's,
That's in
The
the
office
past.
is closed as of the 29th.
Yeah,
so we'll get our information either online or in.
or in the mail.
Correct.
Through the mail, right.
What are we doing with that unit?
We're gonna hold on to it for a little while here until we see how things go, and then we'll, as a board, will start making decisions on that. But for right now, until we get everything smoothed out and figure out what to do, then we can sit down and make decisions on that unit. Because there's gonna be some major things being done to it in order to make it
Right.
sell. Because it was originally set up as the office, so it has a front door and all kinds of things, so.
So rent it out,
Pardon me?
rent it out as an office.
Well, right now, we have records and whatnot, we're storing them there, until we can figure out what to do with everything. You can't do that, it's not secure. There's an alarm on that and everything else.
Can't find her number. I got a question. Go ahead.
Done.
I like to know, who is doing the inventory of all the equipment that we bought over the years?
You can answer that, Richard.
Everything that is in the garage, snow blowers, leaf blowers, all kinds of small machinery, all kinds of tools.
There's not that much in there, but,
There should be quite a bit.
no, there's not.
Well, we paid for a lot of the stuff, who
Do you want
keeps
to,
records
I
of
was
it?
saying something about you were doing something with it, what?
Inventory?
We have some equipment that belongs to the association. We have a section in the back, one of those buildings back there.
Right.
And it has stuff in there. So,
So has there ever been a list done on what?
Who keeps track of the records, what we
I'm
bought?
sure it's in the office.
Equipment,
We know what we've got.
small machines, all that. Is it you, Lori, the treasurer? I don't need to point my finger,
I know exactly what we
but,
have in there, Tunde,
but
and
I
I'm going
thought-
to do an inventory.
no, I don't know how you,
with-
I'm asking a simple question.
What?
When and who is gonna do the inventory of everything
What I
we
was just trying
bought?
to say. Okay?
Yes.
Next week, I'm going to do an inventory on the clubhouse here. I'm going to do an inventory on the garage, okay? And we're going to do an inventory for the office.
Where's the list of the equipment that we have in the garage? We have a running list or no?
I'm sure Frank has something on it.
We have a list. I have to dig it out.
Can we see the list?
I don't have it with me, Tunde.
Not at this moment.
Okay, I'm in a meeting.
There'd be an assets list. There has to
Probably,
be.
probably the course of.
Yeah,
I'm in a homeowner's.
yes, you do.
Is the board considered selling off any of the equipment that will no longer be needed?
Just at
Well,
Again, we have to wait and see how things go. You know, because we really don't have that much. I mean, there's not,
Office supplies there, I mean office equipment, if you're doing something.
again,
that's going to be for
yeah, that's down the road.
down the road.
Yeah, we gotta get some we've got to get some water into the bridge here so we know how things are going to work in case this doesn't work out. And if it doesn't work out, we're able to go right back to doing something different.
There should be,
We're not going to shoot ourselves in the foot here.
I understand, there should be a lot of siding left over.
Not a lot.
Yes, I saw it put it in 4 years ago or so, lot of
I signed the
siding.
contract on it, you know, I know what's there.
I don't know, you can, I know there should be a lot of siding in there
But
that
can I
was
answer
left
something?
over.
When I lived in 27
Just a
West
second, I am speaking. Thank you.
But you're speaking all the
Yeah,
time, and I'm trying to explain to
I
you.
am still speaking, I'm saying,
Well,
standing,
2700, they
excuse me,
update the siding,
there should
and
be
they had to
siding
update my
left
siding, so there
over.
was some right there.
from when the siding was done,
Okay,
in case of repair.
what are you
There
getting
was,
at?
just a minute.
Let me ask you,
There
what are
was
you getting at?
20 sheets of that plywood left over
The 20
from
sheets for
the,
the plywood was used on the roof.
No, it was
We
left
bought
just
over
a minute.
last roof.
20 sheets of plywood left over from the 2000 building.
And?
And that was put in there, Jim Goldsmith put that in there because I saw it.
Yeah, but that's not siding, that's sheeting
No,
for,
I'm talking about siding, and I'm also talking about those crumbled plywood from the roofing.
yeah.
Tony, let's wait till they do their inventory,
Okay,
see what's
but I'm
left.
saying, I know.
Well,
There
yes,
are
there's some
things
in
are
there, there's
in
supposed to
there.
be some in there. in
And
case
that you
somebody
can
really
use for my
needs
for my new roof.
Right, exactly.
it. It will be used when they do the new roof.
All right, let's don't argue, okay? Very
Well, that's
simple.
Okay. All right, Steve's
I think
next.
he's.
I turned the page.
I heard you say you had $30,000.
Yes.
Could it be time
I
that
see
we could
them
have
coming.
video surveillance of our property?
That was being used for a new
Criminals come
roof.
in, we got them on tape.
That's what's gonna be used for the new roof. Yeah, the last roof we did prior to the one that it needs to be redone was what we used at 30,000. It was $23,000.
No, you said it went to the general fund.
It went to the reserve.
It's where it went, we took the money from there and we replaced it with the one.
We had designated the reserve account, the 30,000 to do the roof, okay? We didn't get that 30,000 check till just this month, okay? We did another roof out of the working account, okay? So it's in the reserves.
It replaced what we pulled.
For some reason, we don't know that.
We did not pull anything out of reserves.
We took it from the working
But the
capital,
working,
replaced it.
so we're replacing that 30, or
No,
whatever the roof
no, we're
was.
not, you're putting it, no,
In the other
they
account.
took it, yeah, tell it.
That was
Put it directly to reserves, right, so we did not use anything out of
what we used the reserves for another thing.
That was just the decks. Right.
So at some point, we will understand where all this money is.
I'm sorry.
We will understand, to let us know what's going on with our fucking money.
Okay. First of all, that was uncalled for.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and the next thing is, you get a budget, and in the budget, it shows where we use the money at. And you have the right to go in and ask for, to look at anything that we spend, that it can show you. All right?
We should get that. That's what we should get a treasurer's
Going forward here, Bob is gonna be putting out our financial statements. Frank has really never done a financial statement other than just a budget. So with their statements, it'll show where our money's being spent.
So there is a reserve.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
So we could get a video surveillance so we could be protected.
You know what it would cost to video?
I don't care.
Well, then, see, I have to worry about every budget, not just one person.
That's
We
worrying about
need
everybody.
75% of the homeowners to agree to that.
May I make a suggestion? Maybe this gentleman could be allowed to get his own surveillance system
We can.
and put it around his property, and if that's what you want, then we can have that.
Well,
And you
let's
can point
get
one at
Smith
your
and
car,
Wesson.
you can point one at your car, and you can point one at your doors or windows. And that's your right.
Well, they're gonna catch the guy that comes over.
He would have to come to the board because he'd be attaching to an outside source.
Okay, this is I'm sorry, but there's kids here that doesn't need to be brought up.
TV. Give me a
But
break.
come on, sir, they're little, you don't need to say those words.
And the lawyer just said that we don't need 75%.
Okay. What, I think one of the things that you need to understand though is that while somebody can attach it to the interior of their unit, the exterior of their property is part of the common elements, okay? And that belongs to everybody. And since it belongs to everybody, you would need to obtain specific approval for the association. And the association would really need to be careful about doing that because I've seen this in other communities where people have used surveillance inappropriately. And I would hate to see that the angles on it are wrong or that somebody's shooting into an area where it's not. It's easy if it's an elevator to put a camera in there. Everyone knows an elevator is public space or a lobby. But once you start angling it, I was just even standing and talking to somebody else back here in your property. If all of a sudden that camera gets turned and it's facing into somebody's unit, then the association in charge of designating that camera is going to have issues, okay? One thing with the parking lot. Parking lot's a little bit easier because its cameras usually aren't pointed at someone's unit. It's a little more difficult when it comes into your home, okay? And I don't know if anyone else has any more questions about that.
I think a good solution or a compromise could potentially be that we can look into having cameras posted at the entrances, so at least we can monitor the vehicles that are coming in and out of the parking lot, but not so much actually throughout the common area. So that's something we can talk about.
That sounds good.
Do we even have a crime problem here?
Oh gosh, yeah, people having sex all the way back there in the valley. Oh, is that right?
You're watching, aren't you?
And some other people too. We got a network. They're just driving it like, isn't that right? I saw you posted about it.
There has been serious crimes.
Yes, TJ.
The way I remember it was when this was part of the apartments.
Right, when it was Shore Heights.
But since it has become Deer Run and we become owners instead of all tenants, the problem's been dissipated.
Yeah, the first 2 years they had some issues, but after that it became quite the opposite.
Do you see crime going on here all the time?
There was a lady raped underneath of me just a few years ago.
Really?
Yes, really.
What
Then
building
got
are you
them
in?
newspaper, excuse me.
Which building?
2,000 walking outside.
And is there still other crimes going on back there?
Drugs. It was in a paper, a guy just got arrested for drugs
I don't know.
on our property.
There was a video camera getting my license plate when I drove in here. I'd turn around and drive back out.
Yeah, sometimes that don't stop a lot of people though.
The stickers, vehicle stickers, who is gonna keep doing that and how is going to be handled?
We
We
still
run
have a
vehicle
lot of things to
stickers.
discuss on this, so.
Lot of things to ask, a lot of things to think about.
Yes.
I have a question about parking by the Vancouver building.
Yeah.
There's a motorcycle in like the third or fourth space that hasn't moved since August. And we can tell him to move.
It should actually be not parked here, really, from what the rules they passed a long time ago.
Right.
Should be in the back.
Right.
And also, there were, like I know Lori is in handicap spot, but there were 2 more put in that are no longer, the third one that they just put in a month ago has never been used. And then there's a second one who didn't drive anymore, so that part, so now there's 3 pieces. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but our parking lot is the most crowded.
Yeah.
And
Yes, it
it's,
And when it's real dark, I know the ladies are walking, and there's no lights over there, and we gotta make sure that the ladies are.
Why don't we look at where we have
That's
our.
by 19 and 20?
It's 21, 2019. Very crowded right there.
A spot like, kind of like a.
But you also have a lot of vehicles with the Leon stickers.
Right,
For
we'll,
the
we'll,
people who can't
we'll
walk,
look at this and see where
parking
we're at.
spots there, that's not right. I know the one that's there, that's for the person that has a wheelchair, because that space is open for them. But the other two are too small for those people to get out. They're gonna be banging on other people's cars.
Well, those are
They shouldn't
extra
have been
ones
there,
that
they
were
shouldn't
just.
have made that like that, unless they took them out. They should have took them off and let us know how they were gonna do that, and how they could put them up like that. We didn't have to do that.
And they're not being.
We'll have to look at it and see how many handicap we have in that area. Because this one, to pull them off, you know, if we really need them.
Anybody else questions?
We just, we're going to close, we're going to adjourn the meeting and we're just going to wait on the election now.
Oh, I have one more question. Is Frankie in the severance pay?
The board has allowed that, yes.
Okay.
I have the results whenever you're ready.
Okay, we have results.
My God, we got potholes and
All
that.
right, well, thank you to the judges and all you folks for
Yeah.
coming tonight. I hear this is the best crowd ever. We don't announce the actual votes to embarrass anybody, but there was 2 people that won tonight, obviously. And the 2 people that have won tonight are Cindy and Rich.
Dear Lord.
Really, Grandma?
Come give me a kiss.
You guys should have the officers. We need to elect the officers.
We have to do it.
Yeah, you should adjourn the meeting and then these 5.
I don't have to move back to my country.
Why don't you?
All right, the meeting is adjourned, the board of State will look off.